Good afternoon, everyone, and good afternoon to persons viewing by ZIZ television, persons viewing by the internet, listening by radio, or by the internet. Let me first thank the COVID-19 task force for the opportunity to give some brief remarks about the operations at the General Post Office. The opening hours at the General Post Office for the past 3 weeks or so has been from reduced hours from 8 to 1, and that's also at the sub-post offices as well. 5 sub-post offices. Keep going east, Keon, Tabernacle, Date Bay, Sandy Point, Old Road. So for the next 2 weeks, from the Prime Minister's message last night, it would be a 5-day work week. So we would be working 5 days from 8 to 1. Now, the services at the General Post Office and sub-post offices, the services remain the same as pre the COVID pandemic. So the sale of stamps, cashing of Social Security checks, distribution of NCI checks, if persons are sending parcels to the US, that it facilitated. So that hasn't changed. In terms of the parcel posts, the collection of parcels, small packets, any items through the US mailbox or express mail, we also facilitating that as well. The delivery of mails throughout the island by the postmen, that continues as well. And also the transportation of mails via the ferries between St. Kitts and Nevis, that continues. Now, just to mention, I was speaking to my counterpart, the deputy postmistress in Nevis, Mrs. Rhonda Williams, and she indicated to me that their hours would be 8 to 1 as well. Now, the Philatelic Bureau, located in the Pelican Mall, that is closed since we had the total lockdown, and that remains closed. The reason being, because our borders are closed, no cruise ships coming, and the majority of the persons who go to the Philatelic Bureau are persons in terms of stamp collectors. So because there are no cruise ships, there's no reason to have the Philatelic Bureau open. So that would remain closed until further notice. Now, I'd like to mention something very important here now. This notice has gone out already, but I'll use this forum to reiterate. Due to the various airport closures and border shutdowns in response to the COVID-19 pandemic, most airlines have implemented travel restrictions to the following destinations: Antigua and Barbuda, Anguilla, Barbados, Bermuda, Canada, Cuba, Dominica, Guyana, Grenada, Jamaica, Montserrat, St. Lucia, Trinidad and Tobago, St. Vincent, Grenadines, St. Martin, Tortola, BVI, French territories of Martinique and Guadeloupe, Great Britain, Europe, and also all nations in the Middle East and Asia, as Great Britain is the transit office. Now, based on the aforementioned, the post office will not be accepting any mails for the countries listed. Okay, and the list will be updated as more information becomes available. We are only accepting mails for the United States and the United States territories, Puerto Rico, and the USVI St. Croix St. Thomas. AmeriJet comes, well, for now, AmeriJet comes once a week on Tuesdays, bringing cargo. So if anything is going to the US or the territories, we would facilitate it through AmeriJet. Now, in conclusion, I'll like to encourage the general public to observe all mandatory safety and hygienic directives before accessing the customer service area for the safety of all staff and customers at the General Post Office. We have markers at the corridors and inside the post office, so you stand 6 feet on the outside and inside. You wear a mask, which is mandatory this time, and sanitize hands on entering the building. A maximum of 5 customers is allowed to enter at any time. That's at the section where you go in if you're going to be, purchasing stamps, or by the water section is located in there as well. So no more than 5 persons at a time. And the parcel post section, it's no more than 3 persons at a time, because that area is a little bit smaller. So, in conclusion, I'd like to thank persons for the opportunity to be here today, and ask everyone to stay safe. Thank you. I'll be around for any questions.